New research shows that many once-endangered bookstores are booming again. Between 2009 and 2015, more than 570 independent bookstores opened in the U.S., taking the total to more than 2,200. That's about a 35% jump after more than a decade of decline. The surprise recovery may hold lessons for other small retailers. Tony Dokoupil visited several independent booksellers where he found the rebound is about more than just books.
I am a mom, and I frequently lie to my children.
On a Thursday night in LaGrange, Illinois,
I'm also a mom, and it's amazing to see a little version of yourself walking around in the world. It's not so great to hear a little version of yourself walking around in the world.
comedy fans were all but rolling in the aisles, which is good news if you're selling what's in those aisles. That's right, this is a bookstore.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Help me draw the connection between books and comedy shows.
Because we host a lot of different events. It's good for business, but it's also good for our community. A lot of times people will say, "You're my entertainment."
Becky Anderson is a co-owner of Anderson Books, which began as a pharmacy and has been in her family for 5 generations. It's now a small, successful chain in the Chicago area, and it turns out that stores like this are helping Harvard Business School professor Ryan Raffaelli solve an economic mystery.
I often say these are stories of hope.
He set out to explain why the number of independent bookstores has been growing, up every year since 2009, despite cheaper, more convenient ways to buy books online, in national chain stores, and with e-readers.
When you get into these things, you start to really go deep, like an anthropologist for...
You're like an anthropologist for analog
business.
technology.
Yeah, and certainly for how markets change and evolve over time.
What Raffaelli found is that successful bookstores,
You guys are members, you said? Yes.
like Anderson's, win with a local appeal, a curated selection, and as many as 500 events a year.
So buying a book becomes an act of community building as opposed to just a consumer purchase.
Oh yeah, for sure. You talk to people and have someone treat you like a friend, and something they love, they're going to share with you, and you're going to love it too. You can't get that online.
Porter Square Books in Cambridge, Massachusetts is another success story, says co-owner David Sandberg. He once worked at Google and bought the store 5 years ago.
When I told my friends at Google I'm leaving because my wife and I are buying a bookstore, the universal reaction was, "That is so cool." Is that really a good idea? Because there is this narrative of we're under fire, we're getting killed, but that's not the narrative now.
It helps that many bookstores sell more than just books.
Well,
The novelty socks,
at least you got one that the title can be shown on television.
the cat massager, that's for the life of the mind.
Yeah.
And then the dish towel.
Oh, the dish towels are great.
The margins on socks are better than the margins
The
on books.
margins are better on gift product, on toys, than they are on books.
Warm feet supports good writing.
Yes.
It does?
It does.
But books, real physical books, are still the main attraction, which is perhaps the biggest surprise of all.
You can read on your phone, but we're finding that so many people spend so much time on devices that when it comes to reading for pleasure, they don't want to read from a device.
The best thing about a book is you can't get email on it.
Yeah, you can't put it up to your ear. It's so good. The print books are really that perfect thing.
And by Professor Raffaelli's calculations, today's independent bookstores have evolved to something special through a kind of natural selection.
The ones that have survived, are they the fittest in a Darwinian sense?
I think not only are they the fittest, but they've also been sensitive and had the ability to adapt and reactivate some of the values that were there that may have been muted in a race towards trying to have the cheapest and largest inventory.
But do you realize if what you're saying is true, that means we have the very best bookstores of all time today?
I think that's right.
For CBS This Morning, Tony Dokoupil.
Still love the bookstore. There's not many of them left anymore, but it's still nice to go in there, and I still like the feel of a book in your hand.
And nourishes the soul.
It really
That's where you
does.
go to be
It really
revived.
does. At that bookstore, they're having fun. It sounded like they were at a comedy club in the beginning of that story.
Glad they're doing well. Buy from your local bookstore.
That's right.
Support them.
And get some socks, too.
Yeah.